wrote it during lockdown, and I think that there was a lot of, obviously there was a huge upsurge in mental health issues as people were trapped in their homes, and held in that kind of vice-like grip of not being able to leave their lives, their daily lives, some in really difficult circumstances. So it felt relevant, and it still does. I also think we still haven't found a very good way of discussing mental health issues. It's often the case that if someone comes out of hospital having been gone in for an illness, they'll immediately ask them how they are. But if they come out of a mental hospital, tend not to ask. And I think it's still that thing. It's a very difficult thing to talk about. It tends to be brushed under the carpet, particularly in this country. Social awkwardness being the norm, and race is an ongoing debate that we have to find a way to move forward in, and it's something that I feel is just as relevant now as it was in the early 80s.
Yes, it is quite. It's quite nerve-wracking when you know that it means so much to Sam, and he saw it at such close quarters, in such formative years. So it's the sense of responsibility is quite great. But then Sam does make an incredibly nurturing, safe space. So, and also tells jokes all day. So
bad ones,
really bad ones. But it means that it's all okay. You can make a mistake, and he guided us, all of us, sort of held you by the hands and made it all okay.
Well, it talks about lots of things, this film, but one of the things that really resonates for me is a scene in it when Olivia Colman's character, Hilary, who has mental health problems, has been taken away, she's been in hospital, and then she comes back to the cinema to work again. And she has a very moving scene with Michael Ward's character, Stephen, where she talks about her childhood and how her father used to take her fishing, but he was too ashamed to admit he didn't know where the fish were, so they never caught anything. And she really is talking about the danger of shame, and how, in her case, shame over mental illness is something which is completely debilitating and ruins people's lives. And I think if there's one thing that this film for me is about, it's about that. It's about the need for people to talk about mental health in an open way.
And I just want people to be entertained and intrigued by it, and to make their own sense of it. I think the film raises lots of questions that we're still wrestling with, but it's also, hopefully, an entertaining and very moving story about people finding each other in the midst of crisis. And so hopefully I'd love people to be moved by it, but also it raises questions that they can discuss afterwards.